when it comes to magical thinking, that type of belief is nothing compared to the um the hardest truth to swallow when it comes to knowing thyself and your environment and the world that we're in, and having the knowledge of God. And it's not an easy thing to achieve, because the way society is, people have become accustomed to program mentalities that made them believe that this is normal based on how they learned their reality. People, places, and things, circumstances, getting a job, going to school, teaching, learning, business, buying, selling. All these things are needed in a society in this third dimensional reality. But you need to understand that it's deeper than all of that. And a lot of people have their beliefs of, passed down indoctrinations of believing that the real truth of knowing is impossible to find out based on the perception of the sheeps or society in general. And this is not true, but this requires a lot of shadow work and meditation, which people refuse to do because people have become accustomed to the way of living based on how this system is constructed. And people just don't give it a second thought on, like, why is this happening and why do we exist in this environment the way it is? Like, that's the train of thought you're supposed to be having. Like, even if you achieve your dreams, your highest dreams, or whatever you want to do in life, it's still deeper than that, because it's just a desire that you go through. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go for your desires. You're supposed to have some creative gift within you and apply it to society. But the thing is, the way the system made everything normal, which is not, I didn't mean to do that, but it's not normal. It's just, you need to understand why things are the way it is. It's because people let it to be. People became too fixated within themselves. Like, they became lazy and selfish to the point where, like, they don't go deeper within themselves to find out the highest inner truth, which is very complicated and simple at the same time. But this starts with a train of thought of believing in yourself that you can find out. You humans need to stop being lazy, because y'all don't. There's a specific group of people in this world that knows about the truth and deep spirituality and meditation and going within, and what happens when we die. And you don't even have to dwell into that aspect of spirituality that deep. You just need common sense that people are too in their biases and their beliefs, and they don't give a damn about what other people think, and they don't care about each other. They don't care about the society there, and they only care about going to work, getting paid, and going back home and repeat doing the same thing, until they have enough money to buy a house and retire and enjoy life. Like, you just wasted like 90% of your life on working just to retire, and that's not even the true depth of life. I don't get it with you people. Like, what does it take for you to understand that it's deeper than what you do? It's deeper than the money. It's deeper than your selfish desires. It's just deeper than yourself. There's millions of you thinking of the same shit in a selfish way. So having a belief through magical thinking is not the same through knowing the real truth. Like certain individuals like myself, you can know the truth, but if you have any ounce of doubt in your spirit, that you cannot change your reality because the universe is within you and the universe is also without you. And that's how you manifest things, through belief. But if you believe by the extent of religion or your own biases or whatever came up within your mind, then that is the limitation of belief and truth, that you will think that it will be true, or just by perception of the close to the truth. But it's not that simple. It's a bit more complicated, and you need to dwell in through meditation. So when you're having a belief, you're already having these thoughts and imaginations of, yes, there's a God here, something created it, something created here, something created everything. And then you put your emotions into it, and you have that faith and belief. And by praying and having faith and belief, you're practicing that religion, and you're giving your power away to an entity that you're supposed to give your power towards yourself, so you can realize the real truth within yourself. Because the Bible is talking about you. It's talking about that Jesus is you. You are the walking conscious Christ, but you have to unlock it. You can't just pray to something outside of you. You have to believe in yourself. And when you believe in something external out of you, you're using your mind on something outside of you, and you're putting all these faith and emotions into a space that you just pray that it exists, or you think that it exists. You just have this imagination or image of something, and you just pray to it and believe in it. And based on how you work through your society, have a job and do this and that, through the belief of manifestation, if you believe in yourself to that extent, you will manifest your desires through the system, because the system will give you these things regardless. So at the same time, why are you using God to chase money and jobs and certain things that doesn't really matter and cater to the whole being of the society and the betterment, the betterment of the collective? I don't know if that was a word, but whatever. So when you're using your mind, you are already using the tool to create. And when you put your emotions, that's what you're internalizing. That is the blueprint of God. That's why we exist. The fact that you have a mind and the fact that you have emotions, as a spirit, your spirit created these things. Your spirit had to jump into the body. When you was in your mom's womb, to develop a mind and develop your vibrations to create itself based on the desire your spirit was in your previous life. So the mechanisms that's showing when these things are developing within us, the mind and the vibrations, which is creating the body inside the womb of your mother. When you're inside of your mother, it's creating the fetus and the baby, and it's growing. We are already living inside of the mechanisms that we are utilizing. So the subconscious mind, we are living inside of it. We are living inside of God, which is ourselves, a higher being, a bigger being. But it goes deeper than that. Just the same way you have life inside of you, we are life inside of a bigger being, which is us. And as a collective, we are creating this reality. We are sharing our atmosphere through the power of imagination and belief and manifestation. And we keep reincarnating, incarnating, and there's people stuck in certain reincarnation cycles and they have to get out of certain styles and boundaries and limitations that's holding them back in their previous life. So it's all a cycle that everybody's going through, and everybody's going through their own different way. But the problem is y'all been misled by the system horrifically, to the point where it's stagnating everything. It's stagnating the spirit realm. It's stagnating all possibilities and growth. So it's just too much slow shit going on, and like nobody's putting the effort to change. And when we try to come up with the solution change, people are just gonna act weird and start hating and start being narcs instead of supporting. So we already did the shadow work that we did. We already did the growth that we did, and there's nothing that can stop us, period. The problem is y'all humans, y'all don't want to change, and that's the reality that you're gonna continue to live until you get out of it. So you're gonna keep reincarnating and work the same type of routine. It could be a whole different reality that you're born into, but it's gonna be the same way you was born through your parents. You're gonna be born through a different type of parent that resonates with how you are now as a spirit, and whatever circumstances and events that comes through that parent and environment, you will go through a different life. But it's still going to be you as a spirit. You're still going to have the same temperament and intelligence in going about things as a spirit, but you might be a different zodiac sign. That's just an example. You might come as the same zodiac sign, but maybe you might come into a stellium or some shit, or a more fixated type of energy or whatever. So we have to give this a thought and try to better ourselves and try to see is way past us and way deeper than us, because this is our heaven. We have to create it here. You can't be selfish within your biased belief and magical thinking to think that you can have fun here and just pass out and be at peace. It doesn't work like that, because if that was the case, what's the point of working a job? If everybody, if good people go to heaven, what's the point of going to work? It's like y'all don't have common sense. Not saying that you shouldn't work, but we all have to do this right. And and the way we're doing it through the system is like basically slavery, and y'all working this hard for nothing, because the spirit is nothing. Your spirit is eternal. Your body, flesh dies. So your spirit is always going to want to experience some type of reality, some type of form. So you can come back here and keep doing the same shit, getting a job, going to school, living through, the same slavery system. And, you're going to keep doing this as a spirit until you get tired of it. And the spirit always wants something new. It's always going to jump out of something, an old habit, and get into something new, because the spirit likes to experience, aka expand. So you can't keep doing the same shit, otherwise you keep getting bored. That's just the truth. You can't tell me that's truth. You get bored doing the same shit, right? So we have to take this into consideration and try to you need to trust us astrologers, because we are telling the highest form of truth in this reality. And it's not gonna be seen popular like that, because there's forces against us, like the algorithm that's trying to limit us, and just systems and governments that don't want to see us flourish and shine. But I'm telling you, this is really it. If you want a better reality, a better outcome of life, not dealing with the same shit with people in your day-to-day life, if you want to see some change, you might as well support us, Even though you want to be lazy and be couch potatoes, then do what you want, but at least support us. Y'all don't want to put the effort. We're putting the effort, so at least support us. And if you don't, that doesn't matter, because we already did the shadow work to become the powerful spirit that we are. And we're gonna keep doing this as long as it takes. So that's all I have for y'all. Peace.